And welcome back to African Language Lessons. This is where I teach you similarities between African languages as well as vocabulary in the Luhya language, specifically the Bukusu sub-tribe, which is spoken by the Luhya people that come from the western part of Kenya. Today I'm going to be teaching you similarities between the Bukusu and Swahili languages. Swahili is mainly spoken in Eastern Africa. This is Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. It's actually national languages in Kenya and in Tanzania. And we also have some parts of Congo that speak Swahili and also some parts of Rwanda that speak Swahili. So we'll be covering very interesting similarities between these two languages. Let's get started. The Bukusu language is spoken by the Luhya people who come from the western part of Kenya. There are very many more sub-tribes, but Bukusu is one of the most spoken language, which are like the popular sub-tribe of the Luhya people. And Swahili came up because of the trading between the Bantu people, which are the indigenous people of Africa, and the Arabs. So initially when the Arabs got into the continent of Africa and they wanted to trade and to do business with the Bantu people, they couldn't communicate, and this is how the Swahili language came to be. So the first word I'm going to be teaching you today is a book. A book is called sitabu according to the Bukusu people. And in Swahili, a book is kitabu. So it's pretty much the same word. There are very few letters that are changing. You write it as sitabu, and here you write it as kitabu. So you see tabu, but the pronunciation, the Bukusu pronunciation is actually different. The second word I'm going to be telling you today is mbuzi. Mbuzi in Swahili is a goat. Mbuzi huyu ni mkubwa. This is a big goat. But in Bukusu, mbuzi is embusi. Embusi ino embofu. This is a big goat. So you can as well see they are very, very similar. Embusi versus mbuzi. So the F has become Z, and then embusi, mbu, it's just E that has been added. And by the way, a fun fact here is that the Bukusu people, sometimes people make fun of us because they say we shrub Swahili, but it's simply because that is our local language, that is our dialect. So it sounds like we are shrubbing it, but in our language, we actually say that. So you'll find that most of the Z becomes S, sometimes the P becomes B. For example, when you say baba in Swahili, baba wangu, for example, baba wangu is my father. In Bukusu, we say papa, okay? Papa wanje, my dad. So, papa, but the pronunciation is papa. Papa, it becomes baba, okay? So if you're watching this and you're one of those people that make fun of Bukusus and Luhyas, you're making fun of us, you're thinking we're shabby, this is actually how our language is, and we are very, very proud of it. Which takes me to the fourth vocabulary for you today, which are the shoulders. The Bukusu people say kamaveka. When you're referring to the shoulders, you say kamaveka. Another fun fact is that the very popular Luhya or Bukusu dance that we do every day or every time we have a ceremony or something like that, we dance with our shoulders, okay? So the shoulders is called kamaveka, and in Swahili, shoulders is mabega. So it sounds pretty much the same again. Kamaveka, and this one is mabega. So you see the K has become G, you know, and then mabega has just mabe has remained mabe, okay? So kamaveka, mabega. Very, very similar, very, very interesting. And some words are actually utohozi. And utohozi means when you take a word from a language, and then instead of you having a totally different word for that thing, you just take the same word the way it is from that language and you make it sound like it is your language, okay? That is the meaning of utohozi. If you know what utohozi is and you maybe have a better explanation of it, please do let us know in the comment section. And also, if you are watching this, let us know how you call all these things in your local languages so that you can be able to see, is it similar to the Bukusu language, is it similar to Swahili, or maybe it is even probably the very, very same thing. The fifth vocabulary I have for you is a cooking pan or a cooking pot. We call it esufuria in Bukusu, esufuria embofu, a big cooking pot. And in Swahili, we call it sufuria. So, esufuria, and here is sufuria, okay? They just added E and then it becomes esufuria, and then the pronunciation is also different. Sufuria, esufuria. Now let's change a little bit and do fruits. I have 3 fruits that sound very similar in Bukusu and in Swahili. The first fruit is a guava, and we call it lipera in Bukusu. Lipera is one and kamapera is many. And in Swahili, lipera is simply pera. So lipera, pera, okay? Lipera, pera. Pera hili ni tamu, okay? A very sweet guava, you know. So lipera, pera. The next fruit is lemon, and lemon we say endimu. Endimu in Bukusu, and in Swahili it's simply ndimu. So endimu, ndimu. Endimu versus ndimu. So you see E again, which is very similar to embusi. E, you remove the E and it becomes ndimu. Very, very similar. Now, the third fruit that I had for you is a mango, okay? Mango, we say liembe. Liembe livofu, liembe lilai. Liembe lilai is like a good mango, okay? And then in Swahili, liembe is embe. So the li has been dropped and it's become embe. So liembe versus embe. Very, very similar. The next word that I have for you is a child. In Luhya or in Bukusu, a child is called Omana. But in Swahili, we have 2 words. We can either say mtoto, which is very common, or we can say mwana. Alright? So Omwana can be mwana or mtoto. Again, very, very similar. Mtoto is the most common way in which it is said. Mtoto huyu, watoto hawa, but you can also say mwana, and you can see this very, very similar. So before I give you the last vocabulary that I had for you today, please feel free to let me know in the comment section, what do you think of this lesson? Are you finding it interesting, the similarities between this and your own local languages? And which language do you speak, so that in future I can also research about your language and bring you a video about the similarities between my language, Bukusu, and your language, or even Swahili, because I speak Swahili also very, very well. Now, let's go to the last vocabulary. This vocabulary is a teeth. Teeth, one teeth is called jino in Swahili, and many teeth are called meno, okay? Jino hili, meno haya. This teeth, this teeth. In Bukusu, one teeth is lilino, and many teeth is kameno. So you can already see how similar those are. No, jino is the Swahili one. Lino, which is kameno in plural, is jino, which is meno in plural, okay? Very, very similar. Again, sounds like just the same language. I find this very, very interesting because it helps me make you understand why we pronounce our words how we do it as the Bukusu people, and also you're able to see the similarities between maybe Swahili and your local language, or Bukusu and your local language. Do let us know in the comment section what you think, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.